Alright guys, what is up? It is me, English Craze here, and wait, where's Federo?
Fuck you want.
Oh, hi. Anyways, welcome back to Console Wars. This is gonna be the final installment, at least until, like, one of these three developers in front of us releases their version of their console. But this is the war of the consoles, I like to call it, because we're gonna be comparing and contrasting a bunch of different features from exclusivity to controllers, to just like the design of the console themselves, to everything else. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with that right now. So here we have the PS4, the Nintendo Switch, and the Xbox One. So we're gonna go ahead and basically start off with the comparing and contrasting. So first off, we're gonna do the design of the consoles themselves,
PlayStation's better than all of them.
plus the actual the boxes as well.
PlayStation seems better than itself.
So here is the PS4 box. It actually has like designs on it and stuff.
Yeah. I have the PS4 Pro at home too, so it's a lot more stuff.
And this is a 500 gig. This is actually my first next gen console that I got a few years ago.
Mine's bigger.
If you guys remember my my unboxing video of that. And the design is basically like a slanted kind of design, but it's also kind of a really like unique design for a console.
Yeah, it's easily moddable too.
Yeah, it's easily moddable, and it has like LED lights and the touchscreen buttons. And
Which, honestly, I have to say that's the one qualm I have about the PlayStation, is that they hyped up the touchscreen on the controller a lot. Made it seem like it was going to be an actual screen, but it was not. I felt like that was a little bit of false advertisement.
all three of these are run by HDMI, by the way.
Of course. Everything is now.
But yeah, so this 500 gigs, and it actually holds like for 500 gigs, it holds quite a few games on it, like up to like 10 games I think it can hold, depending on how big they are.
10 whole games. If you're getting 11, you need another console.
But obviously you need online for all three of these.
Yeah, PlayStation Plus is pretty cheap though. I get it.
Yeah.
I usually get it for a year, which is like $50.
So overall,
60, I think.
a pretty good design for the console. And now let's move on to
The neutral party.
Nintendo Switch design, which actually
Such a wholesome console.
this is one of their first ever things where they actually had like you could take it on the go with you whenever you wanted to. Actually, I think there was a Wii U you could take it on the go with you first.
Yeah, but it didn't go well. We don't speak of that abomination.
But anyways, yeah, so you can take this on the go with you, or you can like dock it and like have it like blown up on your TV.
Cody, this is a PG show.
So I'm hiding this to show. I don't think this is important, but the side actually has like random advertisements of people using the Joy-Cons, and then same on the other side. My cat's playing with her toys. That's what you're hearing. That's what you're hearing in the background. And then it shows like the controls coming out of the tablet itself, which is pretty cool. Also HDMI, and I don't know how much gigs this holds, but it can use a micro SD card, so you can expand the storage on it. Xbox One S.
Can we get a Roman Reigns bill from the chat, please?
Pretty good console, to be honest with you. I only had it for a day now.
I will say one good thing about this console.
Backwards compatibility.
Fuck yes.
That's the one
I can play
downside that
Portal on that
I should
damn
mention
thing.
it here when we get to the games, that this does not have backwards compatibility.
Sony, step your game up.
But Xbox One, this one runs in 4K and things like that for the Xbox One X.
If you can play PlayStation Pro, it also does that.
And 4K Blu-ray. This also runs in 4K, the Pro does anyway. And it's 1 terabyte storage, and it has HDR, which basically means like improved image quality.
Did it first.
And this is
Technically,
like
PC did.
this is the only like themed console I have. These two are just like the standard consoles, but this one's actually has a
Sony's
certain
the
theme.
only one that doesn't do themed jack anymore.
So yeah, now we're gonna go ahead, and since we talked about the box designs and everything, let's go ahead and talk about the main portion. Well, actually, the games are the main portion. Let's talk about like what you need to play those games, the controllers. So
The classic.
this
The
is
one that pretty much invented the modern day controller layout.
this is my most recent controller.
Sony. Very good
And
controller.
you actually have the X, circle, triangle, and square buttons.
X button where it's supposed to be.
You have the touchpad here, and
Touchpad, not a touch screen, Sonny.
the triggers as well, and thumbsticks, and obviously the PS button.
See, that's a comfortable controller.
And the
That's
thing
not-
is that like these like joysticks are still I'm messing up my words today.
Yeah, you are.
These joysticks are kind of like sunken in a little, but it feels more comfortable when you're playing.
Yeah. And so if you don't prefer, you can always buy the
And then it has like a regular headphone jack that you can use.
yeah. If you prefer your thumbsticks to be a lot higher, you can buy like the little extender things they sell.
Also,
at
the
GameStop,
start and select buttons are now shared options.
which I still call start. I think everybody still calls it start.
So I still call it start.
Yeah. Cause it's been drilled in my head since like 1998.
For the Nintendo Switch, however, you do need these two Joy-Cons.
I actually love
Because
this.
one controls the camera and one's like it acts like a D-pad. This one here.
Unless
and the
you're
other
playing 2-player in that case.
Yeah, they act as two separate controllers, and then the other one obviously like controls whoever you're playing as, and also the Y, X, B, and A buttons, kind of like the Xbox, and the plus and minus, which are the start and select.
Oh, they do have the same controller button layout, don't they?
Yes. Actually, no, because the Y is up top.
Oh, okay, yeah. So still, X is not in the right spot.
They swapped around B and A as well.
Yeah, well, X is still not.
But other than that, pretty new controller layout, especially because, like I said, there are two separate ones. You get the triggers
you can barely see me over the PlayStation.
and these two, which are the like. They actually have attachments you can attach these that actually are like the wrist straps and everything, but they also have buttons in between here that you can use.
Yeah, just in
two
case you want to
controllers.
play some bowling.
And now
I feel like releasing Nintendo Wii.
the Xbox
Grand
controller,
Theft
which
Auto 4.
actually last time the Xbox controller was like the battery pack anyway was chunky. It was like this thick piece of plastic that
You felt like a boss when you were recharging it. Just let's go.
it felt like you were loading a shotgun when you're putting batteries in it. And this one has like the same sort of joysticks as this one does, where it's
I found the controller very uncomfortable.
the
Just
sunken in joysticks.
Not, like I know there's a lot of problems with the original Xbox controller, the Duke controller being really big.
The D-pad itself.
I still find Xbox controllers.
And
really
as it
big.
showed in my unboxing video, go and check that out if you haven't done so. The buttons are Minecraft font, which is pretty cool, and you actually have the Y, X, B, and A buttons, and
Yeah, you just like start it from
the guide buttons. And on top there's a sync button, also there's a charging cable for it if you have like a rechargeable battery pack. So, and the triggers as well.
Yeah, like I was saying, they had a lot of problems with the first Xbox with their Duke controller, with how big it was.
Huh.
I still think Xbox controllers are way too big. Maybe it's because I have tiny hands. I'm not sure, but they're huge to me.
So now, let me get in closer here so I can actually reach over here. We're going to
Reach
talk
out.
about the big subject here, the
Well,
games.
like, you want to talk about the games? You got exclusive over there, exclusive here, and literally on every console.
Just
except
because that's the
Nintendo.
first game I grabbed. But there's a lot of exclusives for this.
Oh,
that,
PlayStation's got so many exclusives. We don't even need an exclusive to bring out.
I actually don't even think I have an
Any of
exclusive
the
game
exclusive games?
like on disc. Anyway,
Really? Wow.
I'm not sure if I do or not. But yeah, so they actually have a lot of games exclusive. Make sure you go grab one of those.
Johnson. We do our best over here.
Okay, I do have an exclusive one.
And it's baseball.
Just because it's the first exclusive one that I saw.
Yeah, good point.
So, yeah, this one's exclusive and Blu-ray discs.
Oh yeah. Always,
Um,
always a one.
PS4 always runs on Blu-ray, and that actually has a Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
So does this actually.
Been running off Blu-ray since the PS3.
But runs off Blu-ray
The
and
Then when Xbox tried to put the freaking the HD DVDs over,
Huh.
it didn't go well at all.
trying to think what was I gonna say. This actually has PlayStation has a bunch of exclusives. Xbox has a few, but not a lot, as PlayStation does.
Yeah.
So I think so far the best exclusives, at least for me, are the PlayStation exclusives.
Oh, yeah. Nintendo.
Nintendo. Most of
all
their exclusives are just Mario stuff.
We all knew that this mustachioed murderer was gonna be popping up.
Mario Odyssey. Before I even continue to talk about the Nintendo Switch games in general, I love this game.
Oh
It's
my
actually one
God,
of my favorite
who
games.
Who doesn't? It's fantastic.
But
It's good, wholesome.
you can play it. The Nintendo Switch games are basically the same idea as playing any other Nintendo Switch game. You can play it any way. You can play it hooked up to your TV. You can play it through the tablet, or you can play it use a controller attached to the tablet and play it as well, or you can just use them detached. That's what I'm talking about. And then when you open it up, they have the DS cartridge size game.
Are we gonna talk about each console's downfall? Because I can't wait to get the Switch.
Maybe. So there's trying to think what else. Is there anything else to talk about here?
Oh yeah, how about all the Mario Kart? I'm trying to think of something. I mean, I can't.
Mario Kart was ported over from the Wii U.
Yeah, I can't. Well, all.
That's basically what the Nintendo Switch is.
all
A lot of ports and a lot of also new
it's
games.
gonna be a lot of ports of Wii U because all the good Wii U games are gonna go over the Switch because no one wants to buy a Wii U.
Yeah, so there's those. And then
All the backwards compatibility that made
the big feature that we're going to talk about here now is
the one thing they have over everyone else. You can play old games.
select old games. Anyway.
Select old games, but still old games. Of course, I
so-
still have a bunch of old consoles, so I don't need to.
Yeah, Xbox 60. Actually, Xbox One. I said 360. I'm sorry. Xbox One made it so that way you can play games backwards compatibility. So they have this one that we got because we wanted to resume our old co-op playthrough of it.
I mean, we can play Saints Row. You can play Portal. That's all I need.
So, and then Portal's in my console right now, so I can't really show you the disc. But you can play, like I said, there's a bunch of different Xbox 360 games you can play backwards compatibility.
One thing I have a problem with. They put the freaking disc on the wrong side.
That's the one downside.
It annoys me.
Well, another downside, but it's weird that they did that. And I believe these also are Blu-ray discs as well, because the cases are smaller. It doesn't specifically mention it, but
Yeah,
I
they
think,
didn't say it was Blu-ray.
I think these are Blu-ray. Just because a lot of these were DVD-style games.
No. Because it specifically says Blu-ray disc, it would say Blu-ray disc.
So this is still DVD-style.
Probably, or whatever.
Anyway, so that's basically a look at those. Like I said, upside is the fact that they actually have backwards compatibility. So now
Let's talk about the downsides.
we'll talk about the downsides, and then we'll do a rating system on each of the different halves, like controllers,
Okay.
the games, and the designs and things like that. So maybe we'll just back over here to the middle.
Oh, we're doing the Switch's downsides for last.
Alright.
Because you don't expect Nintendo to fall so hard.
So let's do the first one, PS4.
Of course. Alright, we'll do the obvious downsides. No backwards compatibility. You can't play all your PS3, your PS2, your PS1 games. I myself have a billion of them. And I can't just play them all on one console unless I have to mod the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And that's still gonna be difficult. So I gotta switch over to different consoles to play all these games. That and also PlayStation Now bites.
Yeah.
And the Xbox, I would say the limited backwards compatibility is kind of a setback. The weird.
Yeah, before you continue on with that, I think it's weird that they did that they're only releasing certain games at a time, kind of like PS Now is. Why don't they just make every single Xbox 360 game out now?
Or
backwards
Sony
compatible?
could just you know what? I'll one up you and do exactly that.
Yeah.
You can play all your Tony Hawks and your SmackDown versus Raws and your.
Yeah, but PS4 had a
Whatever
longer
I have.
history than Xbox did.
That's a good point.
Xbox only has 3 consoles.
That's true. That is true.
PS4 has 4 now. Actually 5 if you count PSP.
I don't count PSP. Anyway, and Nintendo.
Nintendo Switch.
So here's the problem I have. I myself, I play a lot of wrestling games. It's very known by this point.
Is that really the downside you're going
Oh,
for?
I'm going there. You see the size of these little. You're gonna have to zoom in on this in post, but the little cartridges for these games. Now these games these cartridges aren't gonna hold a lot of memory. It's not gonna be able to port a lot of AAA titles to a small
I
system.
will say, like, before it continues on, that like if you have a game that features a lot of explosions, like Call of Duty and stuff like that, it's
Not
not gonna
always.
run well in there.
Not going to. Which leads me to my next point. Never get a dramatic close up on this. Never, ever buy a WWE game on this console. Unless they re-release No Mercy, never do it. Because it is hot garbage. Not even hot garbage, it's just garbage. Straight garbage. Out
At first, like when he said it before, at first I thought he was kidding, but then I actually watched the video. I was like, oh my god,
oh
this
my,
actually
it
is
is, like, we gotta splice in some clips of just how bad it actually is. Not our own clips.
good. Yeah, I'll throw him at the end
Oh my,
of the video.
it is the worst. We gotta do a comparison between the three consoles, but it's just the worst thing I've ever seen. Trying to watch Undertaker's entrance or Finn Balor's entrance when it has to be timed is, it's heartbreaking.
So now we're gonna go ahead and do the.
And also,
We're not.
the eShop. I just don't like it. Gotta buy all of it. It's like a similar problem with PlayStation, where you have to buy all your old games again. Like if you want to play Legend of Zelda, you gotta buy it again and play it on Nintendo Switch.
Same problem for this, unless you actually saved your Xbox 360 games.
Exactly.
So now we're gonna go ahead and get to the final part because this video's been going on long enough.
All right, this gets 10 Darrows out of 10.
The rating system. We're gonna talk about we're gonna rate the designs, the controllers, and like the games and stuff like that.
All 10. 10s across the board, except for backwards compatibility. That gets like a 9.5.
So for the PS4, the actual real ratings for PS4.
Yeah. What are we rating first?
PS4.
No.
We're gonna rate the design of PS4.
Oh, rate the design? I'd say just because like it's built to fit into a small, especially if you get like this, built to fit somewhere. If you need like a smaller confined area, so I'd say I'd give that probably like a 4 out of 5. Because it is a little weird trying to like get under the thing
Yeah.
to plug in the wires. So like maybe a 3.5, 4 out of 5.
And then design of the Nintendo Switch.
As much as I bash how small it is, I love the design of the Switch. I think it's amazing. So I would give that. Being a PlayStation guy, I'm still gonna give that 5. I'm gonna give that a solid 5 because I just love it. It's such a good console.
And finally, the design of the Xbox One S.
Well, I feel like if you took the Minecraft stuff off of it, but you know, Minecraft stuff on, they put a lot of effort into that Minecraft stuff.
Oh yeah, go on, like I said, go and check out our unboxing. You'll see.
Especially the fact, like the one that got me was the redstone textures on the bottom of the console, where the tech is under it.
Yeah, go and check out our unboxing of that. You'll see it.
So yeah, I think that still does a lot better. Plus, you don't have to struggle with the back of the console being like
Everything's
that.
just right there for you.
Yeah, it's
But the
just
PS4,
like,
like Brandon was talking about, like it's slanted, so when you actually get to the back of the
you
console,
gotta
it's
fiddle
like
with it for like 20 minutes to try and
so this
plug
is
in the HDMI.
this is the front of the console and this is the back.
Like they didn't think about that at all.
And I'm getting a call in the middle of the video.
What's next on the ratings?
So now we have to talk about the designs of the consoles. Now let's get to the controllers.
Okay, now I'm gonna be biased here because I've grown up on PlayStation consoles, so I see this. I think childhood. Okay, yeah, sure. You get this little weird thing, and they call this something different. It's still the same controller. It's still the same thing you're used to. So I'm gonna give this a straight 5 out of 5. Because I love a good freaking PlayStation controller in my life.
Nintendo Switch.
I do like how versatile it is. You can have it attached to the thing, which is not my favorite way to play it, but it's whatever. You can have a little controller-like thing, where it kind of feels like Xbox, but it's a lot smaller, so it fits in my hands, and I have tiny hands. And you can play them like this, or you can play them with just one of them. And I think that's really cool, so I'm also doing that a 5.
And the Xbox.
Okay, here's where I get serious. I hate being I'm not being completely unbiased. I don't like how big the Xbox controllers are. I have very not big hands. So trying to grasp the controller in a comfortable position, especially with the weird, I never liked the way they put their the analog stick at the top. So I gotta give that But it is a good controller. It's lasted this long. I can at least be confident in playing the game. So I'll give that a 4 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5.
And now, the final part.
4.5 dares out of 5.
The exclusives.
Oh. See, I've never been, as much as I love to gloat about how much of a PlayStation guy I am, I don't play that much of the exclusives. I've just been playing, whatever the game. Like, I play the WWE games, I'll play Fallout, I'll play Tony. No, I will not play Tony Hawk on PlayStation 4. But still, But I do recognize there's a lot of good stuff on the PlayStation when it comes to exclusives, like the Uncharted series and so on and so forth. So game quality, I'll give it a straight 4 out of 5.
How about this one?
Okay, I love Mario. As much as I bash him for being a
You
serial,
love Mario.
as much as I bash him for being a serial murderer, yeah, he's lasted decades. He's got a lot of lasting. If he can be in a game, an Olympic game with Sonic for multiple years, he can last. So I have to give, and plus all the awesome other games they have like Splatoon and Smash Bros. Coming to the console soon, and as much as I rage into Mario Kart.
Huh.
God, I fucking hate Mario Kart. Yeah, I gotta give that a 5. It gets rated higher than the PlayStation.
And finally, before I give my ratings,
So, do we count backwards compatibility?
I'd say so.
Okay, so then yeah, Xbox, this is the only time I will rate them over PlayStation. Because of backwards compatibility. It's the only console I can still play Portal 2 on. I can still play Saints Row the Third on. I can still play...
I read down at that last night, by the way.
I can still play Skate 3 on. So, I'll rock with I'll rock this with a straight 5 out of 5 arrows. 5 stars. 6 stars. Breaking Meltzer's rating system.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and now give my ratings on the designs, the games, and the controllers. So, the design, 4 out of 5. Design of this, 5 out of 5.
Oh yeah.
Design of this, like a 4.5 out of 5, just because I used to be a big Minecraft fan when I was younger.
Oh yeah, who wasn't?
Like back when I was like 13, 14. It's not that younger, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then the controller, probably like 4.5 out of 5 for these. This, like 4.5 out of 5, just because like it is a good concept, but at the same time, it's not the perfect concept. And then this is just I'm just gonna give it 4 out of 5, just because I don't really have perfect scores for the controllers.
I like the Nintendo Switch controllers a lot.
Yeah.
Because like it took the best of like what they were doing with the Wii and the older consoles
And upped
and
it.
put it together and
Yeah.
made it fantastic.
The exclusive, because actually I played a bunch of their exclusives.
He knows more
5
than
out of 5.
I knew you would say that.
This I would say 4.5 out of 5.
7 out of 5.
Or 4 out of 5.
7 out of 5.
And then this, counting the backwards compatibility, I'd say like 4 or 5 out of 5. Now the last question before this video is over. Which company do you think will outlast every other company here?
Sony.
Is that your way
Of course Sony.
You're sticking to your gut with that
I'm
one?
gonna stick with Sony. Well actually, you know what? Nintendo.
You're gonna say
They've
Nintendo?
stuck around way longer than before, because they were the ones responsible for bringing PlayStation into the gaming market, and Xbox had to follow suit to both of them. They've lasted for over 20 years, 30 years. I don't know how long it's been. But it's been a long freaking time, so they're gonna last a long time. I don't think anybody's going anywhere anytime soon. But if one of them goes under, it's not gonna be Nintendo. They know what they're doing. They got nostalgia on their side.
Alright, well that's gonna be it for
As long as they don't continue putting out 2K games.
that's gonna be it for console wars. Like I said, until the next time another console from one of these major companies releases, when I do an unboxing of that, and my back is itching at the same time. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Go and check out my unboxings of both the Nintendo Switch and the Xbox One S. If you haven't done so, I'll actually also post a link for the PS4 unboxing as well, so you guys can check that out.
Also, check out my channel. That's
Check out his channel. I'll link it below as well.
Please sub to me.
Check
I
out
need it.
our EA press conference reactions because that's the only one that's going to be here for.
I need validation.
That's also going to be in the description below. We got a bunch of videos that we're going to be posting in the description below.
Oh yeah.
But
It's just gonna be nothing but links.
Yeah, thanks for watching
We're
this
gonna,
video.
we're gonna copy pasta. We're gonna copy pasta a link from Zelda right in the bottom of the description.
Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you guys in our next videos coming soon.
If he doesn't
Peace
do it,
out,
I'll beat him
everyone.
up.